Hey, what's up, guys? It's Migs here. I was gonna make a quick video doing some comparisons between the different lines of stormtroopers that are available. Well, the import stormtroopers that are available. Just because I've been doing a lot of trial and error trying to find the right ones, and I was hoping to maybe save someone the trouble of having to do the same thing that I did. So I have the newest Figuarts one here on the left. That's the A New Hope version. And then in the middle, I have the Mafex Stormtrooper. I know lately I've been hearing people saying that it's pronounced Mafex. I've always said Mafex up to this point, so I'm probably going to continue to call it incorrectly. So forgive me if if I'm calling it the wrong name. And then on the end, same thing. I've always said Revoltech, and then online I hear a lot of people saying Revoltech. I don't know which one's correct. I've always said Revoltech. I'll probably continue to say that. But anyway, I have these three here, and I'm just gonna sort of go over the features, the accessories. I'm not gonna do a full review because there's plenty of those out there already, and this video would probably end up being too long. So I'm just gonna do like a quick comparison between the three, okay? All right, so first things first, I wanted to zoom in on the helmets a bit here, show the difference between the three looks. Obviously, the Revoltech has a very stylized look. The shape is a little stylized, I guess you could say, and the eyes, the eyes are a little different. They're sort of almost like the Black Series, where they don't meet all the way up at the top. There, they have like a lot of white between the top of the eye and the forehead. And then the Mafex and the Figuarts are pretty close. The Mafex is a little more narrow, and the eyes seem to be bigger. And then the Figuarts, I'm not sure. I kind of look at the art and look at the movies, and I'm not sure which one's really the closest. But for me, I like the way the Figuarts head looks the most. But the Mafex isn't bad. The Revoltech is cool. It's just not very accurate. All right, next I just have the shoulders up so you can see the difference between the shoulder range. On the Revoltech, it has a double ball, shoulder, and then the shoulder pad itself is a little softer. So it just kind of goes up and over the like the tank top piece of the armor there. So it's no problem. The Mafex one, the shoulder armor is attached to the shoulder, or rather, not the shoulder of the arm, but the shoulder part of the body, like the trap area. It's connected there, so it gets out of the way, but it does restrict it a little bit. And then on the Figuarts version, the shoulder armor is on like a hinged ball peg. So the shoulder armor clips into the ball, and then that whole thing is on a hinge, so that gets up out of the way. So you have total free range there. In terms of which one's better, it would go the Figuarts, the Revoltech, and then the Mafex for sure. Oh, and then one thing I wanted to add too, as I knocked them all over, is on the Mafex, when you do take the shoulder down, that shoulder pad sticks out for a little while after, because the plastic, it's soft, but it kind of gets like bent into a position. So like after you're done messing with it, it'll kind of stay up for a little while. You can kind of keep pushing it down, but it'll want to pop back up. So it's kind of annoying, not that big of a deal though. And then real quick before I move on to the accessories, I just wanted to show that all three can take a knee. The Figuarts and the Mafex do it really easily, and it's funny, the Revoltech is the one that has the most trouble doing it. You have to actually take the thigh out of the peg and then put it back on over the crotch piece, because that inner thigh piece, it tucks under the crotch piece normally. And then like to get the leg forward at all, you have to take it out, move the peg up, and then put it back in. So it's a little tricky. I am a huge Revoltech fan, and I am not too much of a fan of this Stormtrooper. All right, so next I wanted to get into the accessories. Sorry for the shaky cam. I just took my phone off of the tripod so I can just kind of move around and show these. We'll do the Mafex first. And this guy, as far as accessories, he just has one trigger hand, or sorry, he has one set of trigger hands and one set of open palm gun holding hands, and that's it. So just two sets of hands, and then he has his blaster, and that's it. He does come with a stand. It's your sort of traditional import style stand. But yeah, that's it. He's really light on accessories. Okay, next we'll do the Revoltech. And he has a pair of trigger finger, pointing finger hands. And he has a pair of open palm gun holding hands. And then he comes in the package with a pair of fists on. Then he has the standard Stormtrooper blaster. And then a more of like a long range blaster. I'm not real familiar with this gun from the lore. It has a bipod on it. It's a long... Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I've seen this in Battlefront too. I think that's what the specialists use. Yeah, that is it's like a sniper. And then he has a very odd stand. It's actually just a tripod type deal. You put this peg here in his back, then you peg this part into that, and essentially you just like put the bottom here on your surface. So you're just giving him like a third leg almost, just making him a tripod. It's very strange. It's very low profile though. It might be easy to hide if you're gonna do photography or something like that, but it is very unique. And then lastly, we have the Figuarts version. He comes in the package with a pair of fists on, and then just like the others, he has two gripping, open palm hands and two trigger finger, pointing finger hands. I'm not sure what it is about Star Wars figures. All of the companies, instead of giving them trigger fingers that wrap into their weapons, they give them straight pointing fingers. I'm not sure why. But in addition to that, he does have a swappable option for having the blaster holster, and you can put that on, or you can just have a plain belt. It's an option they give you. And then he comes with three blasters, your standard Stormtrooper blaster, your long range heavy gun, and then your other, basically they're two heavies. I know these guns from playing Battlefront. And yeah, it's funny because the Figuarts comes with the most, and he has the smallest packaging. And the Revoltech and the Mafex, they come with less, and they come with way bigger boxes and way bigger packaging. Their boxes are like double the size of the Figuarts. So I'm wondering if they were trying to trick you into thinking you were getting more bang for your buck. But as far as price-wise, the Figuarts here in the States, you're gonna spend about $70 on the low side. Like that's about the lowest I've seen, is $70. I got mine overseas from Japan. They were $45 each, plus shipping. So I paid about $100 for both, or let me see, yeah, $108 for both. So about $50, $54 each after shipping. Still a pretty good deal. The Revoltech I actually just got. I know this has been out for a few years, but I was able to find one on eBay for $40, $7 shipped, so $47 total, and that's not too bad because that's pretty close to what they retailed for. And then the Mafex retailed at about $40, $45, and I was able to find one for that price on eBay as well. So depending on where you buy them, price-wise, they're all about the same. Yeah. All right, so when it's all said and done, you have two pretty good Stormtroopers, in my opinion, and one not so good. The Mafex to me is like as close to perfect as you can get. It's got a lot of weight to it. It has good size. It'll work with your Black Series well. It'll work with your imports well. It has the Mafex and the Figuarts both have the drop-down hip method to make it easy to get in poses. The shoulders are pretty good on both. The Mafex has a little bit better elbow articulation than the Figuarts. The only downside is you can see his shoulder pads are flared out just from me posing him a little bit to do this video, and they kind of stay out like that, so it's kind of a bummer. But he's really good. The Figuarts, it just feels very light, especially when compared to the other two. It just feels very plasticky. But the articulation is great. The shoulders are great. And it's not short. I know it looks short because it's next to the other two. The other two are just tall. It fits in really well with Figuarts, and it will, you can fudge it in with your Black Series and other lines as well. And then the Revoltech, I mean, I love Revoltech, and I just don't really like this one. It looked really fun and funny, and looked like it hit all the poses. And I mean, I'm no slouch when it comes to messing with like dynamic posing and things like that. And I couldn't get it to really do anything I wanted. It's sort of that old Revoltech technology where it can't stand correctly. It always has to be dynamic. It has weird joints. It has weird proportions. It's not for me. I thought about keeping it and using it as like, you know, when I go on vacation or when I'm out and about and I want to take like some funny photos, or I want to take a figure just in case I want to do something when I'm out. And I might do that, but I don't know, because I just really don't have a whole lot of fun with it. These are just my opinions, you know. Obviously, I'm just trying to provide a little bit of information, and you guys will make the decisions. Your money, you do whatever you want, buy whichever ones you want. Don't ever let anyone tell you what to do with your money. But yeah, in my opinion, the Mafex and the Figuarts are really good. Revoltech, not so much. And this is coming from a total Revoltech lover. I have all of their Marvel figures. I love them more than any other line of Marvel figures. But I did like the Figuarts the most, and I did already have the Biker Scout, and I don't know if that. No, I don't think that made a decision in me like leaning towards Figuarts or anything. Just the price was really good, and they're very, very solid. They can hit any pose I want. The only downside of them is they have single jointed elbows that hit about 90 degrees only. But I can live with it because they come with a lot of accessories, a lot of options, a lot of other posability. So yeah, do with this information what you guys want, or don't do anything with it. But I appreciate you guys. I did want to say just real quick, in case anyone was wondering, I didn't have any Black Series in this because I don't have them anymore. I had them back when they first came out. I didn't really like them. I don't like the Black Series helmets at all. Except for the Sandtrooper. The Black Series Sandtrooper, I feel, is like the perfect Stormtrooper figure. And I sold all mine a long time ago, and they've just gone up so much I can't like get them back right now. But I just don't have any, and I don't really like the Black Series that much, Stormtroopers that is, but I am just trying to give a comparison of the different imports right now. So I do appreciate you guys if you stuck through the video and you didn't get too bored. And I hope that you got something out of it, okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.